Yeah. So a warm phonetic good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is we are Indian Pharmaceutical Association Students Forum. We are back with Metaverse Hackathon Season 2. And this year it would be going to be a bash because it is 1 month workshop where you will be getting an hands-on experience of different artificial intelligence tool, how to use it, and how you can make an impact in your day-to-day life with the pharmacy background. So we have great resource persons from international expertise in different fields, so we are going to introduce each and every one of them with you all. Uh, yeah. So again, I wish each and everyone a warm good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. So we are starting Metaverse Hackathon Season 2 today with the workshop one of the Season 2. So today we are having Mr. Arun Adarsa, who is from industrial expertise from UK. So we will be providing you with great insights, and he also has different platforms. So I would be introducing each and every one of the speaker and resource persons. So every Sunday of this month, it would be going and insightful for you to create an impactful society around you by using metaverse skills. So today I would be taking an opportunity to present our Metaverse Hackathon Season 2. I hope my screen is visible. Yeah. So yeah, yes, it's great to see the Metaverse Hackathon Season 2. We have 8XR as which is being powered by, and we are doing on digital health, which is one of the FIP developmental goal. So we have different platforms here: ISPA, that is ISPPA, Breakthrough, Web3 Pharma, and Anemoy Solutions, Lighthouse, Emerald City, Mr. Metaverse, Find, Scrum, CSM Flow. So these are the different platforms, I think, and I'm assured that Arun going to be introduce each and everything in a very brief manner. So I feel that at the end of this month, you all can understand how to use these different platforms to create a world. What is meta world? It is an artificial world around you where you can create an impact. You can give a touch in make you in the absence of you as well. So these all are the different platforms, and also we are going to announce the different cash prizes at the end of the day. And this participation is free of cost. Our main intention is to upskill the students and learn different things as well for the pharmacy students and all the IPASF members as well. So today we are having Mr. Ravil Nasro, who is a who will be going to address on launch your meta pharmacy with 8XR, blockade games, and common sense machines. So we'll be going to address, and I think he, because of his busy schedule, because all the speakers are from the international background, so because of the time constraints, we are making some pre-recorded sessions and video sessions. So we'll be presenting Ravil's video, who have made out time and send us his video. And next we have Arun Nadarsa, who is great support and is a great wonderful man for IPA. So because he's one of the driving force for this metaverse season 1 and as well season 2. So I take this opportunity to thank him. And he will be going to speak on the synergy of meta pharmacy with Web3, the future of clinical systems. Yeah, so these are the brochures. Yesterday we have launched it. So these are the resource persons we have. We can see Arun Adarsa, who is the Chief Executive Officer of ISPA and Web3 Pharma. So we have Ravil Nasroy, who is a 3D environment artist. And we have Aragon, who is the co-founder. It's Mr. Metaverse, who is also the judge for the last Metaverse Season 1. And we have Eddie Avil, who is the founder of VR, Storytellers, Immersions, and XROM. We have Alec Johari, founder of NMI Solutions. We have Benjamin Kocher, head of growth of Lighthouse. And we have Maria Ahliman, who is the chief metaverse officer at ISPA. And we have Kobe Ogertenam, founder and partner at Breakthrough Venture Capital. And we have Ricardo Goldoni, operations lead at Research Hub Foundation and Techonomics DO member. And we have Ardik Sharma, who is a developer, community, and smart contract developer at Flow. So we can see these are people of different organizations, different platforms. So we have associated because these people going to provide different insights and as well hands-on experience of each platform. So we can see there are different webinars of the workshop, like it is today 2nd July, and we have on 9th July, 16th July, and 23rd July. So these are the 4 days where you will be getting an understanding about the metaverse, how to use these platforms. And on 29th and 30th of July, that is the end of the month, the 2 days going to be for the competition. On 29th, it would be a pre-final round. Mr. Arun and other judges would be selecting the best ideas, and among few members will be going for the final round. That is would be on 30th July. Okay, that will be on Sunday, 30th July. So you can all participate and you can try to get a cash prize. Along with that, some free premium tools. So the winner is going to get the premium tools for the free, who can access it to create your own meta world, right? You can create your own avatar, you can create your own pharmacy, you can create your own college, you can create your own environment where you can do certain things that could help to the society as well for yourself. So as everyone would know, I take this as an opportunity to introduce about the Indian Pharmaceutical Association, which is a national body representing over 1 million pharmacists and pharmaceutical scientists from industry, academia, hospital, community pharmacy, and regulatory, who work to meet India's healthcare needs. And IPA is a non-governmental organization which is being having official relations with International Pharmaceutical Federation and World Health Organization. And we have 84 plus years of advancing and pharmacy professional nationwide. So IPASF has across the nation, we are present in more than 15 states of the India, and we have more than 5,000 members. So about IPASF is one of the network of motivated young pharmacists and pharmaceutical graduates within the Indian Pharmaceutical Association. And we have been started in the year 2008 through the hands of our former president of India, Shri APJ Abdul Kalam ji. And our objectives are to facilitate the connections, networking, so that new ideas can be shared. So this is my team. I would be introducing myself as a Sainachari Gannoji, who is leading as a president of the current tenure of 2023. And we have Rushali Doshi, who is the vice president. We have Mr. Karsh Shah, who is the secretary. And we have Mr. Shakti Singh as a treasurer. And we have Vivek Kamble as the chairperson of liaisons. And we have Devyani Bhatnagar as a chairperson of projects. And we have Mr. Mohit Manchanda as chairperson of public relations. And these would be the greatest team, I could say, because in spite of exams of all the committee members and all the people, these people have took the self-initiation and made out all the wonderful brochures, flyers, videos, YouTube links, and Zoom link. So first of all, I would like to convey my kudos to each and every one of them. So yeah, so with this short introduction about IPA, IPASF, and Metaverse Hackathon, I would be welcoming Mr. Arun Adarsa, who is the Chief Executive Officer at the ISPA and Web3 Pharma, to address the students and all the members of the participating in this Metaverse Hackathon workshop about how this goes and what are the different tools they can use. I welcome you, sir.
Hi, everyone. First of all, a massive round of applause to Sainat and Vaishali and the team to organizing this hackathon, because what everyone needs to understand is it started last year as a two-day hackathon, which was the first initiative across the globe for all pharmacy students, and potentially even amongst the health and medical profession, because I don't know any medical society, nursing society, or physiotherapy society student organizing a Metaverse Hackathon. And this time around, we're coming up with the second season, which is 1 month long. So right now, every single participant is already becoming a pioneer. And I'm just so excited to be part of this. So I'm just going to be sharing my screen just to make it easier. So hopefully everyone should see that. Present in full screen, present full screen. So everyone can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just go through the thing. So from last year, there's a few recording, but I felt that it's best for me to go through some of the slide again, just to kind of, because it might be a new participant for this second season, but also kind of reinforce the learning from the past year. So to this date, one of my favorite definitions of the metaverse is still from Matthew Ball, who's the author of the Metaverse and How It Will Revolutionize Everything. So just to kind of break down this presentation, so you have a massively scaled and interoperable network. So let's break down the first statement: a massively scaled and interoperable network of real-time rendered 3D virtual worlds. So what I mean is that right now, everyone is interacting with each other through Zoom, right? So we're seeing each other through the screen on a laptop. And what it means is that I should be able to enter into a virtual environment or a metaverse platform scene, and I should be able to speak to other people at the same time, but it doesn't need to be small. It can be very big. So talking about massively scaled, think of it as a digital twin of a city. So it's like a lot of initiative, like in South Korea, and I think there is some in Japan and China that want to do a digital twin of a full city. And I think there's like NVIDIA Omniverse that's trying to do that. And then 3D virtual world. So in a nutshell, there are different platforms available, which can be like 3D world, like Gator Town. But if everyone have seen the launch of the Apple Vision Pro, recently you'll see that Apple came up with this 3D design, which was also done by Meta Quest 3 and other XR headset. And also I want to give a shout out to Ajna Lens, which is an Indian made VR headset that are doing a lot of great things in India and abroad. And what they mean by experience synchronously and persistently, that means that if I'm talking to someone avatar in a meta pharmacy, so I mean by meta pharmacy, think as an abbreviation of a metaverse pharmacy, I should be able to give them a medication to the patient. And if it dropped to the floor, if both me and the patient avatar leave the platform, if someone comes back in, they should still see the medication on the floor. That's why by being synchronously. It should not be done that once everyone logs out or comes out from the environment, it resets it like in a video game. That's not the metaverse. A metaverse has to be synchronous at all times. And what they mean by effectively unlimited number of users, right now, the most popular game for like online is one of them being called Fortnite, produced by Epic Games. And in a nutshell, in Fortnite, you can have up to 100 players playing at the same time. And the 8XR platform, which is what every participant will be using as part of the judging criteria, can accommodate, I think, up to 20 people at the same time. And I think one of the leading company across the globe is called Immutable, I think, if I remember, which can have up to 7,000 people at the same time interacting with each others. So right now, we don't have the perfect metaverse. We have building block of the metaverse, right? The ideal metaverse should be able to handle easily 1 million people at the same time. Because when you go to your pharmacy locally, it's not just one person at a time, right? You have different patients coming in the pharmacy to speak to you. So you could be seeing like 100 patients a day, right? In real time. So if you were to have a meta pharmacy scene, you should be able to see a lot of people at the same time. So that's why I'm by unlimited number of users. Individual sense of presence. So that's the concept of spatial computing. So right now, I'm moving my hand and my computer is recording my hand. So it kind of help me explain myself better. So when you were to look at the metaverse platform and also XR headset, it tends to analyze the hand movement. The hand movement tracking technology is getting better and better, meaning that when I'm talking with my avatar, I should be able to have the avatar facial expression match mine, my hand movement, my breathing rate. So that's what I mean by continuity of data and sense of presence. Because if I'm doing this and my avatar does the same, it makes it really to me because the brain does not perceive things as real and fake. Because the brain procession is you have the analyzing of the environment done by your retina. And then there's the brain that say, okay, right now I'm doing a webinar for the IPSF, but the eyes are already caught on it. So a great example is when I was using the platform by Microsoft. I can't remember the name, but basically it was 2D graphic. But when I put on my VR headset for the first time, which was the Meta Quest 2, it felt real to me. I was talking to people that looked like cartoon, but it felt real because I could move my hand, I could move around, and I was immersed in the environment, right? And when we mean identity, history, entertainment, object, communication, and payment, this is powered by blockchain. So what people tend to misunderstand about blockchain, people think blockchain is crypto, but it's much more than that. Blockchain is basically a proof of ownership, meaning that if I go and speak to the patient in a meta pharmacy and give them medical advice, the medical advice gets recorded in the patient record, which is owned by the patient, right? So this is only possible by providing digital proof of ownership that they have received medical advice from the pharmacist or meta pharmacist from metaverse pharmacist, right? So think of it as the blockchain as backend. But don't worry about it. I know it's a lot to take in. I've gone very quickly, but there are several resources that's provided for you to kind of digest the content at your own pace. So what some people may have missed this announcement last year. Basically, in my opinion, the kickstart of the movement of the metaverse pharmacy started when CVS Pharmacy announced the trademark for blockchain metaverse. So that's when it kind of showed that, okay, the pharmacy world are trying to get into this new initiative, right? Because many people can relate to it. The health sector, so overall, are always behind from other sectors. When you look at the tech world, they come out with this amazing app, they come out with this amazing tool. But the health sectors, because there's so many regulation around health data, like in Europe, they have GDPR, that is really hard for tech people to bring their product to patient because they have to go through the law of introducing software that's safe against with cybersecurity, that can handle patient data well, to the point for them, it costs them too much money, so they just keep the health sectors. So overall, the health sector has always been behind in comparison to other sectors like the finance sectors and so on, right? And in my opinion, this kind of inspired a whole generation of pharmacists to think bigger, right? It's almost validation that, okay, maybe we can look into the metaverse now, which is what everyone in this webinar is doing. So already by you being here, you're becoming pioneers, because the ideal platform will happen in about 10 years time or 5 years time, depending how quickly things happen with AI, right? Then just to kind of give a brief breakdown of this diagram from John Randolph, basically he described the metaverse as 7 layers. So if you have the infrastructure, which think of it like, just to simplify it, super simple, think of the internet, right? And then you have the human interface. So basically the metaverse can be accessed irrespective of which platform you use, whether you're using a laptop, a mobile phone, or a VR headset. You as a user get to choose the level of immersion you want into the metaverse. So most people misunderstand that, oh, Meta is a metaverse, or Apple is a metaverse, or Spatial is a metaverse, ATEX, no. The metaverse, think of it as the internet. Nobody owns the internet. That's the idea of it. So you have think of it, layer 0. That's the metaverse, which is equivalent to the internet. Then you have metaverse platform. Think of it as internet website, like Google, Meta, and Twitter, Instagram. Those are the equivalent of metaverse platform. And then you have the users that use the platform, the social media website. In the same line thing, you have users of the metaverse platform, right? By being user. Then you have experiences built by the users, which is known as user-generated content, right? If you look at Twitter, Instagram, Meta, YouTube, all the content is created by users themselves, not by YouTube directly. Similarly, for the Meta Pharmacy, I would say structure, they be the metaverse platform, which is right now the internet, but then it'll be replaced at some point. Then you have the metaverse platform for this hackathon, be using 8XR. Then we have the users, which is all the participants. And then you'll be building an experiences on the 8XR platform with your own creativity, which should be the last part, the special experience part, right? So decentralization, that's the concept of artificial intelligence, blockchain. So right now, I've done several hackathons, and I have to say that I have to give credit to the Flow blockchain because they've been the most helpful to non-technical people like me as a pharmacist. So I've taken part, for example, on Solana hackathon, on the Fractal hackathon, which was hosted on Solana again. And like Flow was the one that was most friendly to people like us coming from a non-tech background. So that's why in this hackathon, there'll be presentation around the Flow blockchain because they've been really helpful for non-tech people like us. And also kindly agreed to help us with webinar, right? Because I did approach other blockchain company, but they unfortunately never responded back to me. On the Flow blockchain said yes, right? And plus Hardik is the ambassador for Flow in India, which is great because this event is organized by the IPSF. The creator economy, I just want everyone to focus on commerce part. So basically, I don't know how the situation is in India, but in UK, basically, the business model is that you have the patient that goes to the community pharmacy to give the prescription, and the pharmacy get paid by the government. But also they can buy commodity in a pharmacy, for example, like shampoo, painkiller like paracetamol, ibuprofen, cough mixture, and so on. So that's a commerce part of it. So you have the dispensing part of medication and you have the commerce part done in the shop floor. Similarly, the commerce part, which everyone get to produce for this hackathon is, don't worry, you might seem overwhelmed right now, but since the first season, several tools come in the market that makes it very, very easy for anyone with zero coding knowledge and zero 3D design knowledge to create a scene and so on with just a prompt by creating a sentence, right? So you would have a scene, but then what you can consider is like, okay, so I have a asset. What I mean by asset is like a piece of image or video or audio. How can I potentially create a monetization model for my meta pharmacy? So this is down to your creativity, right? And discovery, what I mean by discovery is right now, if you want to find information, where do you go? You Google it, right? But for Metaverse platform, there is no equivalent of Google yet, direct equivalent. But there is one that's a good competitor for Web3, which is called Lighthouse. So Lighthouse will be part of the discovery model where people can type in meta pharmacy or pharmacy, and they'll be able to find your meta pharmacy platform. So this is a concept of Gate, and we have Benjamin that will be giving a presentation, I believe, on the 16th about it. But don't worry, I'll put the website on this presentation. Yeah. So what I mean by spatial experience. So right now, when we have a 2D screen, most people focus on user experience. But user experience is like basically the concept of you clicking the button, the screen moving from one screen to another. And for 3D environment, this is shifting from user experience to spatial experience, which relate to people who's involved in the experience, which activity are you doing, which could be medical advice, medical information, health and well-being advice given to the patient, dispensing of medication if you wanted to, with the concept of pass-through. For people that don't understand what pass-through mean, basically right now I'm in my living room. I could, for example, put on my VR headset, which can either be MetaQuest 3 or Apple Vision Pro when it comes out next year. And then I could have my, let's say, equivalent of Microsoft Office beaming up in front of me. I am in my living room. So that's a concept for pass-through. I can just be touching. And I think Apple came up with a new visual interface where people can, I think with the eye, they can just pick and choose from what I remember. Yeah, I highly recommend people to watch the Apple Vision Pro launch. It's really going to inspire you. And another thing I want to mention is all the scene created by this hackathon by the participant will be compatible with the Apple Vision Pro. And that's been confirmed by Apple because 8XR is a open source visual engine, which means that anything that you create now, till the launch of Apple Vision Pro, if you decide to make it more detailed or different experiences around it, people can experience it in the Apple Vision Pro. So just by creating a scene, you can put it in a CV, taking part in a hackathon, a scene that's compatible with the Apple Vision Pro. Or who knows, you might be working directly with Apple or launching your own startup or joining a startup. So that's why I'm so excited about this, right? And then, of course, context, which is, for example, for which people, which is the patient. So you can either focus, the three focus, in my opinion. You can either focus on the patient coming in your meta pharmacy, or you can focus with other clinicians coming in your meta pharmacy, or it could be, for example, like a third-party company like pharmaceutical industry, right? So this is a graph from last year, which I still feel is relevant for today's presentation, which shows that basically by 2030, the metaverse market is expected to yield $1 billion market, $1 trillion market, sorry, $1 trillion. And I think that'd be about the same for generative AI, also known as Gen AI, right? And that's some of the most important acquisition. There are some of the acquisitions that has happened, but that's a good start. Like one of the things that I can think on top of my head is Nike partnering with Fortnite. So for people that doesn't know what Nike does, you might know Nike as the producer of shoes, but they recently joined the Web3 space with various initiatives, one of them being the dot swoosh. So it's like a dot and then swoosh, which is SWOOSH. And basically dot swoosh is to enable anyone to have their identity owned by them, powered by Polygon, which is the Indian-made blockchain company, for like digital experiences, like digital fashion, like digital shoes and so on. That's owned by them. And by doing a partnership with Fortnite, it will enable them to purchase a virtual version of Nike shoes like Jordan and bring that asset owned by the person with the .swoosh domain into Fortnite. And also made a partnership with EA Games. So for example, think of it as playing FIFA with your avatar with Nike shoes. So I think for me, that's a game changer for sure. So an example, right now, the winner of this hackathon get the free .find domain, which is powered on Flow, right? But now I'll go through into more details here if anyone has any question. So right now, this is an avatar of myself that I created using Ready Player Me. So it's the concept of digital avatar versus digital twin. So a digital avatar, think of it as a fun version of you. That's a fun version of me, which I can use in my day-to-day experiences when I socialize with other people. But the digital twin, some of the concept around it, think of it as an accurate representation of yourself, which can include biometrics, like for example, your blood pressure, your heart rate, your oxygen saturation rate, potentially any biomarker for glucose if you're diabetic. So that's a digital twin of yourself, which can be used, for example, for clinical trial for pharmaceutical drug development, or it can be used to monitor the state of a patient remotely. So in a nutshell, when you see the patient coming in your pharmacy right now, you'll be doing a basic history taking with them. I think in medical field, we use Socrates. But let's say you say, okay, so what are your symptoms? How long have you been feeling like this? Okay, let me do a clinical assessment of yourself. So you put a blood pressure machine, you potentially might put a pulse oximeter, and different set of tools. But with a digital twin of the patient, they could be wearing some kind of devices, wearable devices that provide data to you in a 24-hour like manner. So that when you see them in your Meta pharmacy, you can say, oh, hi, Mr. Smith, let me load up your data. Boom. And you see the data of 24 hours. Pulse rate above 140, certain occasion, goes back to 130, and then goes to 200 and say, oh, actually at 8 o'clock this morning, your blood pressure was at 200. What happened? Oh, I was running down the stairs. Okay, that's good to know. So basically by having your consultation rich in data, which is meaningful, it helps you become a better pharmacist, providing advice tailored to the patient condition. Instead of having a snapshot, you have like a real-time data of the biometrics, which is going to be a game changer for hospital patient, which can be managed from home. And that was just an example, right? So so many things available, right? So those are different applications that's quite big on health. I think one of them being applied VR, behavior, and so on. And I highly recommend everyone to go and listen to podcasts from Aragon, which he did with myself last year. And he's basically my mentor. It's thanks to him that I'm right now speaking to everyone here, because he inspired me to really deep dive into the metaverse, and he really helped me when I had some doubt on the topic. And that was the podcast I did with him that really inspired me to say, okay, I need to really learn about this. And that's available on Anchor platform. And also there's another one in terms of mental pharmacists with mental health. And I believe this one was with Shea, which talks about the metaverse caution, but I can't remember exactly on top of my head, but something about the mental health and governance of mental health in the metaverse platform, right? And there's a few articles, like for example, I did an article last year, which is based from the podcast from Aragon. So most of the content are from the podcast, but I did it in a written format. And then there's another, I would say, champion for health application in metaverse with Dr. Jane Thomason. And also shout out to FIP, especially Mr. Lars Ake Sutherland from the FIP Technology Advisory Group. That's really a big advocate for the metaverse application for pharmacy. And actually for the FIP Congress, they have a session on the metaverse. So also everyone has joined us today through Zoom. Everyone must have potentially an Instagram account, but for the duration of the hackathon, I highly recommend, if not almost a requirement to help you win the hackathon, is to join Discord. And basically think of it as Discord to enable you to meet other people. And the beauty of Discord, it kind of breaks down different communication channels for specific information. So this one is the 8XR Discord channel template. So you have like the news, the README, and then you can ask different questions. And I believe the IPSFT will be creating a dedicated Discord server for the hackathon participant where you can ask different questions and advice, where you'll be sharing some key resources like video link, the presentation, and any other relevant information. So now coming down to judging criteria. How can we judge the, let's say, the project submission from the hackathon? We have to be subjective, right? So in a nutshell, because metaverse experiences is feeling based, we can only go through certain criteria to help us give some kind of fairness in giving a score. So number one, how creative and clever is your meta pharmacy? What is a special experience like? So as a reminder, special experiences, what it means is that one, I access your metaverse platform seen, whether I'm using a mobile phone, a laptop, or a headset, what feeling do I get out of it, right? And then interactivity. How well did you incorporate some kind of NFT into your meta pharmacy? So right now, the 8XR platform accepts, I think, different blockchain. It does not accept the Flow blockchain yet, but you can certainly have some images or video, and you can think of it and say, okay, just for the hackathon, just pretend as an NFT. Because remember, I don't expect you to have a fully fleshed product. So you can have like proof of concept, which is totally fine. And try to think beyond of that NFT, try to give it utility. So if I come to a meta pharmacy and say, okay, Arun, that's a NFT for medication, I'm like, okay, that's an image or video. What can I do with it? Then it can say, okay, the patient can pick it up, put it into the wallet, and it can potentially get delivered to them by a delivery driver or in the future by a drone. So you can include this key piece of information in your slide deck, because in a nutshell, you'll be providing a 8XR scene and a slide deck to talk. So it'd be like, think of it as 5 minutes presentation about your slide deck and 5 minutes a demo of what you've created for the past 30 days, right? And then how awesome is your team? So really what we are trying to achieve is to instill a sense of entrepreneurship for every single participant. So right now you might be pharmacy student, but in 10 years time, you could be leading the pharmacy profession, right? So for this, you have to think in your slide deck that it's very important to have a team. So like, who's the team member and so on. So just to get you started in your submission of your pitch deck, do include a slide with each team members in your team. And you can say, okay, so it's this person that specializes in marketing. It's this person that specializes in making video scene and so on, right? And traction. So what's really important is no matter how amazing your meta pharmacy scene is, if nobody knows about it, that's a, let's say, wasted opportunity. So what I want you to do for the duration of the hackathon is to develop different skills. So they say most entrepreneurs are jack of all trade, a generalist, a master of none. So what it means is that right now I have different set of experiences, but I'm not a master at that craft. I have basic knowledge, some of it more enhanced, but because I have different set of skills, I can then merge them to kind of think outside the box, right? So for the hackathon, think of it that you'll be creating a scene, you'll be creating a pitch deck, plus improving your public speaking skills because you have to rehearse. That's why we have a runs like a practice session on the 23rd, where everyone can be able to pitch their presentation to me, and I give them feedback. Oh, you have to go slower, maybe talk more about teas. In your scene, maybe have more like videos, more information. So in a nutshell, the last step is to develop your social media marketing. So like in this presentation, I'll be giving you some tool to help get traction for your metaverse platform scene. So I'll be showing you how to use Buffer, which you can use like social media posts on Instagram or Twitter. You pick and choose. So basically, what I'll be considering is how much followers, how much like, how much interaction, comments you have on your social media for the hackathon. So like think of it, by entering it, you have a team of 1 to 5 maximum, and you want to make sure that each one of them is focusing on the marketing side, right? Because then if you come up to me and say, I got a scene, I've got a pitch deck, but also I have a social media attraction, it shows to me you're thinking about the whole aspect. Like marketing is so important for a new company, new startup, right? And that's what we as IPSF is trying to equip you with that skill set, right? And the vision, okay, it's very important that when you create a scene, you don't just do it to make it look pretty. You have to think behind it. Why? Why does patient wants to come to your meta pharmacy? Why would clinician come to your meta pharmacy? Why would third-party company want to work with you? What's the vision, right? So like in a nutshell, if you have a why of your scene, say, I want to focus on patients, so when they come to my meta pharmacies, they should be able to get high quality advice on diabetes, high quality advice on asthma. So when you have a clear goal, it makes it easier to set up element to structure it that way. So that should be your number one thing. Before you even do any scene, it's like, speak to your team. What should be our focus be? Should we focus on patient? If on the patient, which medical condition should we focus on? Because it's a month long, it gives you ability to focus on different therapeutic areas. So you could potentially do a scene on diabetes, a scene for asthma, a scene for like vaccine. I'll leave it to your choice, right? Because Ravil has done a video which should be like showing you how to create different scenes very easily with the concept of portal. But I won't say anymore because when you watch this video, it'll make more sense, right? Yeah. And those are the cash prize. So first prize will be 6,000 rupees. Second place is 1,000 rupees. Third place is 1,000 rupees. And the top 5 teams will receive a .find domain, right? So think of it that right now, this is the second edition of the hackathon, which is we're providing cash prize directly by IPSF. So you might think that, okay, that's a cash prize, but I just want everyone to understand that all the people that's come to us with webinar are doing it pro bono. Pro bono means for free to support you to become better entrepreneur. So by being a participant in this hackathon, you're getting much more than money. You're getting priceless knowledge so that in 5 years' time, you could be the chief metaverse officer in a pharmaceutical company, in a pharmacy company, at a tech company, at the hospital, who knows, right? I'm 35 years old now. And when I was a student, if I was in your shoes right now as a student, I'd be totally clueless. I didn't know what was a hackathon. I didn't know what was a pitch deck. I didn't know anything about social media marketing. You get exposed to this thanks to the hard work with the IPSF with world-class leaders, world-class speakers, right? And yes, that's a priceless experience, literally. Just the fact that you can say, I've taken part in this hackathon, and I believe the IPSF team will be providing a proof of participation letters. You can include that in your CV, right? And basically, as part of the hackathon, you get access to my personal library. So I'm a pharmacist, but I'm also a dancer, which is why it's Web3 for Dance and Health. And basically, this is the website, a shortcut, where you get access to all the documents I've gathered for the past, I believe, give or take 18 months. I started this folder in January 2022. So you get to have access to a lot of documents in different subject area. So if there's something you want to focus on that you're not sure about, you can access my Google Drive by writing this, which this presentation will be shared to you, don't worry. And you can focus on a specific area, right? And also, recently, I created an online course for the dance community on Web3 called Dance and Grow Rich. But all the content I've created in this course is applicable to pharmacy students as well. It's about half an hour long where I kind of go in more details on what is the metaverse, what is blockchain, what is Web3, what is generative AI, what is self-sovereign identity, what is NFT token. So I highly recommend to check out this course if you want to do. It's free, and you kind of go through more details on the breakdown, because right now we're focusing on the metaverse aspect, but by doing this course, it gets you a better understanding of the whole situation. And also, what I'm so excited about is when we did the first season hackathon last year back in July, we had Mark from 8XR as a judge. But then what he did, he invited me to be a judge for the hackathon he was organizing himself in November. And that was known as Unreal Artist Challenge, which was focused on pharmacy. And basically, there were about, I think, 20 teams that entered, and they had 4 submissions, as you can see here. And that's the shortcut of the link. And basically, those 4 scenes were created on 8XR. So you can go to this website after this webinar and then access the Metaverse platform so you can see, get some idea, okay, that's how I can do my Metaverse is. And the winner of this challenge that was from last year is the judge for this hackathon. How amazing is that? The winner of the hackathon from last year for the Unreal Artist Challenges, which was between different virtual production company, is a judge and has kindly recorded video for all the hackathon participants on how to do step by step. So you get to learn from the very best. So for this alone, that's priceless knowledge, because 99.9% of students, forget pharmacy student, I'm saying student across the globe, whether we're talking about medical student, pharmacy student, mathematical student, psychology student, they don't have a clue. They don't have any idea how to create a scene. But everyone that's here today, you get access on how to create a scene for a meta pharmacy. And for this, that's a game changer. You're already becoming pioneer, literally. I'm keep saying pioneer because everyone in this webinar are pioneers already. So we'll be sharing the video shortly. But yeah, this website should get you some idea. So to enable you to be very quick at creating a scene, you'll be using different tools. So some of the platform I highly recommend everyone to register to help you win the hackathon. It's number 1, Blockade Games. And basically, Blockade Games enables you to create a scene with a prompt. So you can write a prompt saying, create a forest with a lot of trees. Boom, and create an environment, which you can then download the environment. And then you can put the environment into a 3D scene, meaning that you could have your avatar and the environment is the scene that you created. And this only came out recently. And they have also like a sketch feature where you could just sketch the layout and press enter, and it does an environment based on your like structure that you just drawn. And it's very important to create an avatar. So you can create an avatar Ready Player Me. So in nutshell, if it is slide alone, it makes you like very advanced, because you're creating an environment that's from your own creativity, from your own imagination. Create a scene by incorporating that scene into a 3D scene where you can move around with your avatar, right? And then you have background music. So when you play video game, there's always music, right? I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy. Right now, I'm playing Final Fantasy 16. Been a fan since Final Fantasy 7 back in 1997. But the music is so, so important. And if I said to you, okay, I want you to create a music from scratch, you'd be like, where do I start? Okay, I need a music. I need to learn how to create music editing. But now with AI, known as generative AI, with those 4 platforms, you can create a prompt, create a relaxing music with piano, boom, and it creates music for you. From your what you're asking, it creates music for you. And those tools is the same thing. You can prompt it, you can pick and choose, like relaxing music, piano, fast, slow music, boom, and you can download. So now, get this right. You've created a scene, that's your creativity. You've created your avatar, and now you're putting music into the scene, which is created by you, royalty-free. So that means I could create a scene on meditation. So I could have a landscape which is all blue with in the sky, and put music that's relaxing, and the person come to a scene. So just with the scene visual aspect and the audio aspect, they'll feel at ease already. And this can be done in less than 10 minutes. And you have 30 days, right? And then you have creating images. So last year, you may have heard about Midjourney, DALL-E, and other platforms. But the one I recommend for this hackathon is called Scenario. So with Scenario it enables you to create any kind of images based on what you want. So there's something called generator, and you pick a generator, which can be like images that's cartoonish style, images that are realistic, images that's hand-drawn, and you can write a prompt. Just to give you an example, yeah? A heart, just a heart. And you pick the style of drawing and you create a heart for your image, like 4 images of heart. You pick the one you like, and if there's something you don't like, you can create again. And once you've picked your image, get this right. If I said to you, okay, so now you've created an image, I want you to turn it into 3D, you'd be like, how can I turn it flat to the image in 3D? That's impossible. I don't have the knowledge, right? Because you have to learn Blender, Maya, and all this. Well, thanks to this new company called Common Sense Machine, you can take a flat 2D image, like a heart that you created from your creativity, you choose, into 3D with Common Sense Machine. And I did a video on that. Then you turn your flat image into 3D, and you take that 3D file into your scene. So get this right. You have your scene that's created by you. You have your avatar. You have your music. And you can choose asset to add in your scene. So you could have, like, for example, you want to focus on heart medication. You can have a heart. And then you have like medical box, like Ramipril, Candesartan, Bendroflumethiazide boxes with a description. For step 1, stage 1 hypertension, you have to use ARC, ACE or ARB, and a step 2 calcium channel blocker, step 3 thiazide, diuretics in your scene. So basically, as I come in your scene, I can like go toward, okay, heart, and then you can have a block of text saying, for hypertension, you have to use this medication, go toward Ramipril. Ramipril, the half-life is this, and so on. That's just an idea, right? But it just shows that with those 5 tools already, you've created a scene that makes sense, and you can make money out of it if you wanted to, because this is owned by you, right? So in less than a day, you can create a scene, and if someone likes it, you can sell it to them. If you wanted to, you don't have to, but it's just an example. So after this hackathon, you can keep polishing up your Meta Farms scene, and then you can sell it to clients. All this in less than an hour, based in your creativity. That's what comes with the asking economy. Before I was searching economy, where I'm searching for things. Now it's asking economy, where I'm asking things to make things out, right? And then you might say to me, okay, that's great, Aaron, but I can talk about heart medication, but I don't know where to start, right? So you can use ChatGPT. So with ChatGPT, you can say, write me a 500-word essay on hypertension, on diabetes. So give you, bam, 500 in less than 30 seconds. Then you can take this text they've created in ChatGPT and put it into Murph. So what it means is that I'm creating a prompt to create 500 word, and I can turn those 500 word into audio that choose using Murph. So that means I can copy and paste and I choose the voice. It can be a woman, it can be a male, it can be young, it can be middle-aged, it can be old. It can have different dialect, the British accent, the American accent. So that means when I come to your scene, I could have background music or I could have a demo tour. Welcome to the Meta Pharmacy of Team X. This is a representation of the heart. By taking the right medication, you have to take it once a day. If your blood pressure is not controlled, that's based on, so basically you're creating educational content, which is a game changer. Based.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, can I take 1 second?
Yeah.
Guys, I request each and every one of you to note down these particular platforms what Arun is saying, because this will be definitely will be useful to each and every one of you. And Arun, we can make one thing, like these all links we can create a PDF document and we'll share across the social media handles. It would be easier for everyone, I guess. So I request each and every one of you to note down, and with the links we make sure to reach to you in the Discord platform, as Arun mentioned. Yeah, thank you. You can continue.
Yes, for sure. Like you'd be using the website. And you might say to me, Aaron, it's like, no, I don't like to use ChatGPT. I want to use my knowledge because I'm a pharmacy student and my knowledge is next level. Well, if you wanted to do things before, you need to go to Microsoft Word and type it. By using Ramipril, you have to take it once a day and then reduce. No, now, which one is faster, writing it or saying it? Saying it is faster, right? So there's this app called Descript where you can just talk and say, by using Ramipril is going to reduce the length of this high flap, blah, 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 blah. For 5 minutes, take this 5 minutes word, like recording, put it in the script, and boom, it does in text for you. Right? And then this text, you can use it on the Metaverse platform. It's like a description, or if you wanted to, you can change the dialect of the, so now you have the text and then you can use Murph again. So let's say if you're a woman or a man and you want to change the dialect, for example, for British audience or American audience, you can have different scene specifically to the medical regulation of that country. So you could have a scene for the UK market where you talk about hypertension management with a British dialect. And then you could have another scene in American based on the management of hypertension for the country. By using the same text, by using different dialogue from your own knowledge. And for me, that's crazy, right? So now you might say to me, okay, that's great, Arun. I'm getting a lot of ideas right now. Like in less than an hour, I can do all this. And also is yes. But check this out. If I said to you that you create an image, from that image, you can add audio and the audio animate the mouth of that image, will you believe me? That's possible with DID. So basically with DID, you create an image with scenario. So it could be like a picture of a female pharmacist or male pharmacist. So you create a square image. Then you put your dialogue from ChatGPT or your own dialogue, and you combine the two, and DID will just animate the mouth. And then you can put that video into your scene. So when I come to your scene, I see a video of a person talking about Ramipril medication from your own creativity, right? So that's just an example. I don't want to be sharing example on the Discord channel because I've used those two personally. So when you see what I've done, you're like, okay, so I can do one like this for like hypertension. I can do one for medication optimization, for asthma treatment, for diabetes treatment. I keep saying about diabetes because pharmacists are medical experts. So I really want all the participants, if you can, to focus on the medical aspect, because you can create something about art, about the gardening and so on. That's great. But the focus of this hackathon is pharmacy. So try to make it specific to pharmacy with medication, just to help you, literally, because right now you're pioneers. So it's a blank canvas for everyone, right? After this hackathon, if you get more ideas, you can build into it by having medication plus healthy living, like exercise and so on, if you want to do. But you can even combine both. right? One scene for exercise, one scene for like healthy eating and so on, right? So there's this two tool called Kanban Runway. So let's say, for example, you say to me, Arun, I don't want to use an image from another person. I want to use me. So I want to be able to record myself on how to use the asthma inhaler, how to use diabetic injection, how to do vaccination, how to do CPR. So someone record you, but with Kanban Runway, what it enables you to do is to transform the video that you created with a new style. So you can make a video cartoonish, you can make a video futuristic, you can make a video with a different theme, like from old school, like in black and white, you name it, but it makes it more eye-catchy. So when I come to a scene, I see someone doing CPR, but the CPR could be cartoonish style, but it's you in the video, but it's like in cartoonish style. So it's democratizing graphic generation. But once again, don't worry, I'll be sharing some of my videos so you can get an understanding on how you can do that as well. But it just makes your environment more catchy to use, like more like, wow, how did he come up with that, right? So all this AI tool is democratizing the generation of asset, which is like a game changer for non-tech people like us. And then remember I was telling you about Google, you search the equivalent for Web3 is Lighthouse. So what I recommend everyone is to also register on Lighthouse to create a gate, which is your page, which you can add on in the link, your Meta Pharmacy link. So when I go to Lighthouse, I type pharmacy, I would see team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4. And when I go into your team page or gate, that's what they call it, I should be able to see a Meta Pharmacy scene, right? But for this, you need to create a Ethereum wallet, which is MetaMask. And for something else called Float, which I'll be discussing in a next few webinar, you need a Flow blockchain wallet using Block2, right? But don't worry for it now. Focus now on the visual part, then you can focus this after later on in the hackathon, like second half probably. So remember, I was telling you about it's good to get social media traction. So there's Buffer, and Buffer, what it does, it enables you to create up to 10 posts in advance. So basically, every weekend, you and your team could be like creating custom posts for Instagram or Twitter or YouTube. And then it gets posted automatically during your week, because I'm aware everyone has studies. So by doing it on Sunday, it does it automatically on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday for you. You don't have to worry about it. So you have your team brainstorming session, plan it, and automatically share it for you without you doing anything. So it helps you get social media traction. But then you might say, Arun is great, but I don't have idea to create a caption. Because when you create an image on Instagram, you cannot just put it. You have to say, welcome to the age of the Meta Pharmacy. Welcome to entering this, blah, blah, blah. But with Copy AI, it gives you caption automatically. You can say, create me 10 caption for Meta Pharmacy. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can just copy and paste, right? So to enable you to get social media interaction very easily, right? And you might say to me, okay, Arun, that's good. I can do the scene. Okay, I can do the social media traction, but I don't know how to do a slide deck, right? Well, last year we didn't have this, but now we have this. There's these two company where with a prompt, it creates a slide deck for you in less than 30 seconds. So I can say, create a Meta Pharmacy slide deck for pitching to VC. Boom, and does your slide in less than 30 seconds. So it gets you started. So as you can see for this hackathon, we're encouraging everyone to use AI tool. Don't try to do it the hard way. That defeats the whole purpose of AI, right? AI is supposed to help you become a better pharmacist, to give you more resources, to unleash your creativity, right? So don't be like, oh, if I use this, it's not my product. It's not. It is you that is asking you to create something that using your creativity, your knowledge to create something beautiful. So if you don't know how to create a pitch deck, can you use Gamma app or Slide AI, right? And those are some of the Discord servers channel to join. So there'll be definitely the IPSF one. But what I also recommend for the duration of the hackathon is to join those Discord channel, because if you have further questions, you can ask us, of course, the IPSF team, but you can also ask in those Discord channel and they can give you like expert advice, right? So 8XR is the visual enzyme you'll be using. CSM is when you turn an image into a 3D asset. Tokenomic DAO is basically to include the economics of your MetaFarms in your slide deck. Lighthouse is basically your gate. Emerald City, that's more like general knowledge, just to kind of get a feel around the Flow blockchain. DotFind is basically to enable you to get a better understanding how you can incorporate DotFind into your slide deck. Flow, that's a Flow blockchain. Blocked Games is basically to turn your prompt into a 2.5D environment. Scenarios to create images, and Ready Play Me is to create your avatar. And what I also recommend, it's a totally optional, but what I found is when I was taking part in the hackathon, it can be quite a lot of knowledge to take in. So someone recommended me to listen to Lofi Girl, and Lofi Girl enables you to reach the flow state. So what I mean by flow state, it enables you to reach peak concentration and come up with amazing idea. When I was creating the slide deck yesterday, I was listening to Lofi, right? And it helped me a lot. It helps your brain to relax and think outside the box. So you can use this whilst you're creating content or creating ideas, right? And so now that's time for any questions so far. It can be in written box, and Sunny, you can moderate the question if you wanted to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they're asking just, can we get a recorded session of this live? Yes, of course, it will be in YouTube. And if you don't find there, we'll be uploading the recorded version of this session. Guys, I think what Arun is mentioning is everything you can do by artificial intelligence. Just you have to pitch your idea. You have to find out your idea. And he was mentioning within 30 seconds to 1 minute, you can create your slide decks, contents, and whatnot, everything, whatever you, and even you can create artificial world around you, what you think. Just you have to create an idea through which you can create some help to the society in the field of pharmacy. So just brainstorm yourself, go back to your faculties, mentors, or have a discussion among your team members. So pitch your ideas and present here, and more than the cash prize and all, you get an habituate of these different skills in your day-to-day life. You can use in your future as well.
Yes, exactly. And another thing I wanted to mention is right now we are 2023, and next year we have the Apple Vision Pro. So right now, when we go to the doctor or pharmacy, we're using the computer, so we're using a medical system, a clinical system. But my prediction is in 5 years' time, the interface won't be laptop or mobile phone. It'll be through a VR headset. So it could be, for example, Apple Vision Pro 2, 3, MetaQuest 5, 6. So that means the clinical system is going to shift from 2D to 3D. So what I want you to think is, that's just an idea, just to help you brainstorm, is you could have a scene for your MetaPharmacy, but then if you have a chance, also include a scene on how your consultation will look like. So you could have a scene where you have like try to match the VR headset template. Try to have 3 images, like 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3. So 1 could be like patient details. Number 2, medication on the patient record. And number 3, medical advice to offer. So you can make a template on how would the person look like when I'm in your MetaPharmacy doing a consultation. So that could be proof of concept. Try to see, like, if the person is accessing my MetaPharmacy via the headset, they should be able to suit this and pick and choose. So that's create like interaction, but I don't want you to create interaction because that's advanced skill set. But I just want to think is, if people could pick and choose, that's how the interface will look like. So that'd be you creating the special experience of clinical system used by pharmacists in the future, right? And so yes, Sign there's no more question, but we can do play the 2 videos. So you can play the video from Common Sense Game, the Common Sense Machine, and then the video from Ravi.
Ravi,
I'm
yeah.
going to stop share my screen.
Sure. Kirsch, can you please make sure the video get played in the meantime?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And guys, I would be saying to get an proper understanding like how it is, how the meta works, how it can impact. You can check the last season, a final round, which is in the YouTube still. You can just for the by idea based on how it goes, you can create a presentation as well as a scene. What Arun was mentioning, and you can even sell your idea to the companies as well once it gets approved. So this is a platform you are getting mentorship directly from the industrialist. I would be saying all the technocrats from IITs, bigger institutes coming and taking the competition in the health field. So being a pharmacist and being in the health field, if you have a technical knowledge, even you can create an impact, and even you can create, as Arun was mentioning, commerce, the economics, you can create yourself. So yeah. And I would be saying, I suggest that compulsory you do attend this workshop on every Sunday. You get some out of it you can use in your day-to-day lives. So today we can see you have mentioned a lot of things which can be used for your personal branding as well. But is it ready?
Yes, yes. Give me a second.
I think the 1 minute or 2 minute video, right? First one. The next one is 8 minutes video of Ravi. I think there is no sound in this video.
There's no sound, so I was meant to add some background music, but in a nutshell, yes. So just to show you the process is so super easy. So the image of the heart I created on Scenario, and from Scenario I've brought it to
Karsh, you can play again video.
say again, sorry?
Karsh, you can play again the video. I think you are explaining, right? It would be more.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, yeah. Okay, let me play again. I'll give comments at the same time. Sorry.
No. Karsh, play it again.
So right now, this ability to turn images into a 3D file, you must access the Discord channel of C Common Sense Machine. So the image of the heart are created using Scenario. So you create Get 3D, but what you can do, you can paste the image into this Discord channel, copy the link of the heart. So you right click into it and say copy link. And then from there on, you bring it down, drag it down to Get 3D. And then you press enter and generating a file like this. And this is a speed up video because it does it can take a few minutes to an hour. But in a nutshell, by clicking Get 3D, I can then put my username here, social prescribing, which will then allow me to download my asset, which is a GLB file, which is clicking download mesh. And then I can put this graphic into my MetaPharmacy scene. So right now I choose heart, but I can write lung. So I can do comparison of healthy lungs and lung that's damaged by smoking. I can use kidney function or kidneys to kind of show the impact of, now liver to show the impact of alcohol misuse on the damage into it. So basically it's enabling you to turn your idea into tangible visual product. And Tejas, who's the co-founder of Common Sense Machine, has kindly agreed to provide this platform to all the hackathon participants, because normally when you join this platform, you have to join a wait list, which can be a few days, a few weeks. Like he said, Arun, I want to support IPSF. If you give me the Discord name of the hackathon participant, I approve on the same day. So that means once everyone has registered for Discord channel, do join the CSM Discord channel and send your username to the IPSF team. I will send it to Tejas for them to approve it. And then you can start using this platform today itself, right? And then, yeah, Saina, you can check.
Thank you. Thank you. So guys, because by using this platform, you can even create an artificial 3D visuals. So that would be helping for you to present your idea. Kirsch, we can play the next video. The next video by Mr. Ravil. As I mentioned, I think today Arun also have joined this session in the early morning 5 a.m. So we can understand his dedication and commitment towards the Indian pharmacy students. I would appreciate on behalf of IPA and IPASF and all the pharmacy students from India. So thank you, Arun. And even Mr. Ravil is from international time zone. So he have sent his video. So we'll be listening to him. Yeah, Kirsch, you can present.
Ravil, I'm a winner of the last Meta Pharmacy Challenge. IPA SF invite me to the judgment of this hackathon. So welcome to the second season of the Pharmacy Metaverse Hackathon, organized by IPA SF. You are all pioneers by taking part in this initiative, and it will be a future-proof your career. It's not our empty words, because I would get job because of Metaverse Challenge. And now I work in Dev Virtual 815, your own HDRI, music, video, and how to create the portals. Now, let's teleport on to our metaverse. You create the click download it, and you download JPEG format of RGB. ATXR don't open JPEG for Skybox. We go around to HDRI. Choose first or second website. I prefer second, and drop your downloaded HDRI right here. Click on convert and just download it. So as you can see, you downloaded the HDRI format file. Then open ATXR. As you can see, I have now the Skybox. Choose your scene. Select assets, add assets, HDRI map. Upload your downloaded HDRI. I already downloaded. So after that, you can choose select Skybox right here. For the comfortable view, you can choose the spreadsheet view. Click twice on the upload date, and on the top will be the latest assets. Click on that assets and insert. Voila! You downloaded the Skybox on your scene. So as you can see, I create a new HDRI, but never mind. We talk about the music. How you can add the music in your scene, like ambient. You click on the add object, choose audio, and then add assets, audio, and choose your music. Wait a small time for upload the music. And then choose this asset audio and select your uploaded music. Click on insert. You can choose the volume You can loop it or autoplay. I prefer autoplay because I don't want to do the script about playing this audio. And the positional, you must choose in distance model linear. On the max distance is 10,000. So if our spawn point or our player will be on the 10,000 from this point, this player can hear this audio. If you have the small scene, it is a good variant. So just click on play and check how it works. As you can see, it's work good, so use it to add the audio on your scene. So, you create the environment HDRI. You add the music in your scene. Now, how you can add the video? Click on plus, choose video, and add asset, video. Just upload to your assets the video and choose this. Let's talk about the portals. I want to show you from my game on 8XR. It's not completed, but I can show you how work the portals. So you can create the two type of portal. The first type is portal inside your scene. So you just teleportation from one point to another. So as you can see, I stay in my scene, but another point. And the second type of the portal is portal from one scene to another scene. This is the scene of the last challenge of pharmacy. So here you can see a few portals. You can just dive it and you teleport to another scene. So we just wait a few time. So as you can see, we teleported to another scene. And that's how work this type of teleportation. So let's do the portal of first type. I do it from primitives. Let's do it something like lead position. And I want change the material, so I do it something about that. And mbox 2. So what we're gonna do, we choose our portal and add modification. The first modification, it was be rigid body. You must check ghost. Then you should add the script, select script and choose script teleport. And the position of teleportation will be in our sphere. So -1, 3, 3. -1, 3, 3. So let's check it. So we downloaded the scene and now we must check our portal. I dive into the cube and must teleportation into the sphere. So it worked. In next video I show you how you can create the second portal. Now we do it the portal of second type. I use this sphere. Change the position and you must add rigid body choose Ghost and add a script, select script, and teleport to scene. Insert. And you just choose right scene. That's all. I choose my another scene, so let's check it out. And now we must teleportation at another scene. So as you can see, we teleport to another scene. I think my little lessons would be helpful for you. So thank you and good luck.
It was really great insight, like how to create a. I think he have shown how a pharmacy can, like how it could be there and how the elements can be used.
Definitely.
Yeah. So guys, you can see how a pharmacy, you could get an understanding how an elements or how an artificial world can be created around you. So I think you can also create such pharmacy where all the kind of services, we as a pharmacist are the core healthcare professionals in the healthcare field. So you can represent that so that the society can also understand how a pharmacy plays a role and how this metaverse can be used. And I would like to say one more thing. Recently, when I was being into this Metaverse Hackathon season 2 and in the season 1, I was being understanding how to learn these metaverse and all. So when I was going through in the international platforms, it is showing more than $250. And in Indian currency, it is also more than 30 to 45,000, 80,000 to learn all these insights and how to create these things. I would be very grateful to all the platforms and organizations who came forward to train for free for 1 month long, and also providing the tools to the pharmacy students across the globe. And I think this is one of the wonderful opportunity you're getting for free and to learn those skills. As Arun was mentioning, knowledge matters every time. So do participate in these workshops and do pitch your ideas and present it and get the cash prize. And more than that, get the knowledge from here. And we are also students getting learning from here. So thank you, Arun sir, for your wonderful opportunity for us. Thank you.
My pleasure. And just to follow up to what you said, so everyone that's seeing this webinar, what Travel has done is basically giving you the blueprint to unleash your creativity. So right now, for me, the game changer is a portal, because when I was a judge for the hackathon, I saw this pharmacy scene where I could portal myself into a new scene. It blew my mind because it had different therapeutic area per scene. So that means you got two choices. You create the environment. You have one, let's say, floor, which can be a floor for diabetes. And I go to a portal to jump into another floor within the same scene. So one could be for asthma, one could for diabetes, or an easier, so you could have the floor, which is the entrance of the meta pharmacy, and you have 5 portals. Portal for diabetes, portal for healthy eating, portal for exercise, portal for asthma, as an example. And I work my avatar, boom, and I go a portal and I get teleported into another floor within the same scene. So basically, same outside environment, the same music. So it could be text-based knowledge. Or what you can do is have one scene with the floor, like you had 5 portals for 5 other different scenes. So you could have the background, which could be like blue in color, it's cloud. You walk to a portal that's for diabetes, boom, I get teleported into the forest with a different set of music. Then I can teleport back to the main entrance and go to another portal for, like, let's say, for vaccination. Boom, I get teleported into a scene in a urban city, cyberpunk city, with a new set of music. So that just shows on how you want to pick and choose your scene of your meta pharmacy. It can be either be the same scene with different floor, with different piece of information, different asset, or it could be literally different scene altogether with different music, different background, and so on. So that's the power of user-generated content, if that makes sense. And if I may also add is, don't be afraid to ask questions, because the more question you have, the more you become knowledgeable. So hopefully by the end of today's webinar, it kind of showed you how easy it is to create a scene in less than 10 minutes. But I highly encourage everyone to use scenario as well, because scenario create like images, and I just one video. So Rival is going to do a second video, which should be released normally tomorrow. He should send it to me tomorrow or tonight. We show you how to integrate your file from Common Sense Machine, the 3D file, into your scene, on how to add images, and also on how to add text. So remember when he showed you how to add video, so that video could be you talking, or it could be you doing a demonstration on how to use insulin, asthma pump, and so on. You can put any kind of video into your scene, or it could be like a public health message from the Indian government, as an example, right? It can be public health message in Hindi into your scene. Because when you go to a pharmacy, or there's like website for diabetes, I'm assuming in UK, they have Diabetes UK. So when I go to Diabetes UK, it's like instruction video on the importance of healthy diet. You can have the equivalent in India and get that video, give credit in your scene, video from the Institute of Health in India, and the video of diabetes playing in your diabetes scene, as an example, right? So that's just a snapshot on what's possible. And you have a month to do it. And I think that's all I wanted to cover. Is there anything I missed out saying that? Or?
No, sir, you have covered everything. And please stay tuned to all the social handles of IPSF, because we'll be sharing Discord link as well. And in the next Sunday, you'll be getting more resources. We will be sharing the links during the session. Like all the links what Arun have presented here today, we'll be sharing all the links as a document in the next session, and as well in the social handles. And we would be presenting these videos, the Ravel video and other videos which are coming on into the YouTube channel as well.
And Sana, do you think it might be worth for me to share on how to use scenario? Do you think it might be helpful, the prompt part, or do you think?
Sir.
Yeah, sure. So let me quickly.
Sure. I think, Arun, you're on mute.
I'm just sharing my screen now. So you could say your most important platform for the hackathon is Blocked Games, Scenario, and 8XR. So everyone can see my screen? Yeah? So basically, those are some images I've created. So you basically go to generator here. So that's someone. So you generate image. You choose a generator, so you have signature, so you can pick and choose the style. So basically your pharmacy can look like realistic, or it can be cartoonish. You pick and choose the style you want your pharmacy to be in. The one and you can use sandbox, which is basically different style of generator. So if I do here, I can create a portion, different styles. So one portion could be for like heart medication, diabetes medication. The spell book could be, for example, educational content on diabetes. For example, the one I like is this one, acid diffusion beta. So you click once on it, and I could write lungs. Yeah, so I'm giving a prompt, and then I choose number of image, let's do 4, and then generate image. I'm generating now. So it might take like a minute or so, but just to show how easy it is. So don't worry. But yeah, you can use different generator, but the one that I like is acid diffusion. But yours, you can choose the cartoonish version, the robot version. So still thinking. What that's thinking? Let me quickly. Oh yeah, see, it's coming up now. Okay, this one did not do the one I really wanted to, but we can try again. That's okay. So you can close this, and there are human lungs. So you basically experiment, right? So now it's probably going to do something else. But in the meantime, let me quickly show you Lighthouse. I mean, the Blocked Games. I think it's Skybox. Yeah. So I say, okay. Dream up your words. So I could say, a scene, a forest with lots of okay, let's say 3, and I can choose the style I want. So depending on what you want your scene to look like, let's say realistic, yeah, generate. And that's generating. And what's that generating? Okay, it's generating now. So it's doing that. But yeah, see what happened? I changed my prompt and it's giving me human node. So now I can save this image and use the Common Sense Machine platform to turn this into a still image into a 3D image, right? And then the skybox. See? So I can download this and put it into my XR scene like what Ravel has shown you. And that's based on my prompt and my creativity. Let me show you for another like music. So let's Sandro, for example, yeah. So I'm doing a quick demo, right? Create music. So let's say I want a relaxing music. So let's say dreamy. Yeah. Select genre. Okay, it's coming up. It's a bit slow. Creating music. Let's say I pick and choose this one. Let's try this one. So it's like playing it. And now I can save it as well. So I created a music from just picking the star and I can download it into my scene for free, right? So I've created an image, we created a scene, and created music you can add. So just to show how does Ready Player Me look like. So you can create your avatar. So in mine, because I already, you can pick and choose. So for example, you can be masculine. You can pick a file or content without a photo and you pick an avatar like this, like. And you can mix it in, right? You can have a beard and so on, and you can change the style basically. And once you've generated the avatar you're happy with, your avatar could be in your 8XR scene, right? I think that's the main thing I wanted to cover. Let me think. So I've talked about blocked games, scenario, lighthouse. And I think that'll be it, really. I mean, is there anything else you think I should go through? You can like choose here the eyes and so on. Then you can choose the clothing like this, right? The heart. So literally anything you want, right? That's the avatar. But I think that's the main thing I wanted to go through for now. Let me quickly. Yeah, this is the example of the slide I created with the prompt. So I created Community Pharmacy Metaverse, and he created this in 30 seconds, right? So you show you how easy it is. And I think that's the main thing. Let me check quickly the platform, which should be good for the participant. Platform. Okay, I've done that. Music here, images, asset, written content. Okay, in my D. And if I show you the one thing I've created before, so I created this using DID, yeah?
As we prepare to host the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles.
So as you can see, I created the image using scenario, using this one. Then I created a script using ChatGPT. And then I use Mirth to translate the text into audio. And I use the DID platform to move my image like I did, just like this. Then you can add this into your scene. So it could be a pharmacist image talking about diabetes as an example, right? Anything else I think would be good? Kaiba, I guess so. Well, I can quickly show you a scene from my dance teacher. I don't know if I still have it though. I'm trying to think. I can't think of one right now. Did I create one? Oh yeah, I can show you one that I've done on mine. That's my dance dance one. Did this one? No. No. Okay, this non plus. Where did I put it? I can't find the video, but basically, if it's Runway, you can literally do a video. Just to show an example, yeah. Kaiva video example. Video, image, video. Yeah. So I'm just picking a video out of Runway. So as you can see, that's just an example that you've done with the prompt. So you can experiment with patient, pharmacist doing CPR and so on. So literally that's some changing the video style. So as you can see, you can change the style of your video to make it cartoonish or realistic or like a superhero. But that's just some example, right? And I think I'll probably end here because it's been nearly an hour 40. But is there anything else you need to add, Sinat, or any last comment? No. I'm probably done in my end.
Yeah, so I think
Okay.
you have covered everything. Thank you so much for the extra effort as well. You have shown us in a deep understanding how to use these all tools.
So I'll let you do closing comments and then
Yeah, guys, if you have any queries or something, you can just post out here. If you need some insights in the coming sessions as well, I think Mr. Arun will bring those things to address you in the coming sessions if you want to know much more in other field. And I strongly recommend to subscribe the YouTube channel of IPSF because the sessions, the videos, whatever we will be posting for this hackathon will be posted there. So you'll get intimation of by being subscribing. And also do follow the Instagram handle and the LinkedIn. So you get all the updates there as well, the schedules and all. I think we'll be winding up for the first session. It is one of the fruitful session. So thank you so much, Arun. In spite of, as I mentioned, in spite of early morning, 5 a.m., you came out. And thank you so much. And I think all the members are being saying thank you and love they're showing towards you. So once again, I would be thanking you for these particular wonderful efforts of the presentation and all. So we look forward for a successful Metaverse Hackathon Season 2. And also on behalf of IPSF, I would be thanking all the platforms who have collaborated for Season 2. So you are the big pillar for us who have made all these things coming into the picture. Thank you once again. So I would be thanking my team as well, Mr. Ushali, Mr. Karsh, Ms. Devyani, Mr. Mohit Manchanda, Mr. Vivek, and Mr. Shakti Singh and all the subcommittee members, Ms. Aisha and Ms. Atufa and Ms. Aditi Roy, and all the members who have put their efforts to picturize and to bring into the live of this Metaverse Hackathon Season 2. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Arun. We look forward. Let's make this successful Season 2. Thank you.
See you
and
all in
guys, I would like, yes. Yeah, and we mentioned about the cash prize. Yes, cash prize also matters because you people are bringing on your efforts. So we thought IPSF team thought that we should give some cash prizes to the students who are being participating in this. So first prize would be 6,000 rupees Indian currency. And the second and third prize as a consolation would be 1,000 rupees as an Indian currency. Along with it, you will be getting a premium artificial intelligence tools access from our platform collaborators. Yeah, so please do join this competition and Metaverse workshop. You'll be getting trained over the 1 month. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot to say one more thing is for people that don't understand what is .find, let me share my screen one more time to finish off. So basically, there's something called Find on Flow. So basically, this is my .find profile. And in a nutshell, as you can see, it says Chromeverse. So that's my username. So, you know, like when you want to send money to someone, you need to have the bank details, right? They say, I don't know, I think it's in UK and India is similar. You have like IBAN number, bank number, so on. But now you can create an account for Flow on Blockto Wallet, which is on the presentation slide, which is like this. So if I say to someone, send me money to my account, which is 0x632AB and so on, you may lose. But instead, you can say to them, send me to my account of Chromeverse.fine. So when I go to Chromeverse.fine, I can must pay him directly, like 100 Flow, right? Or in like US dollar for Flow. So it's easy to pay someone, but also you can collect all your NFT here. So those are some of the NFT I collected, right? So that's for my hackathon participation for Flow, and that's for me winning the community award, right? And I'll be showing you how to create one of the webinar your own NFT token to give to participant, right? And you can even write your tweet. It's like similar to Twitter, but that's all on the blockchain. And basically the top 5 teams with each members in it, because remember the teams is 1 to 5 people, you can receive top 5 a free domain. Like if you want to get a .fine for 1 year, I think it's like $10 or $15. And they're sponsoring all the top 5 teams. So it can be up to 25 people to get a free username. So it could be, for example, Arun the pharmacist or Arun meta pharmacist, right? So it's helping you kickstart your journey into the NFT and getting payment. And like what Sanet said, yes, we're offering cash prize, but remember, for us, it's all about the positive energy. So let's say if you win, the cash prize is setting up for success, because maybe in 1 year time, you take part in another hackathon organized by somebody else and earn much more money. So it's like almost sending energy to the universe to set you up for success. And if you don't get selected, at least you're trying, because like for me, I've taken part in several hackathons. I did win one, but for some of them I didn't win. It was mainly for the experience, right? So don't think like, oh, it's cash prize is okay, I get enough, because it is so much more. Like in a few years' time, you could be earning so much more money from winning competition or from earning as a company. So yeah, but that's .fine basically.
And it is a great opportunity. I would like to thank the platform .fine for giving this opportunity, like top 15 to 25 members who have been getting this .fine free wallet. So thank you. And also, as Arun was mentioning about the cash prize is just 6,000 rupees Indian currency for the winners. But the training material, whatever you're getting here, is more than $250. That is more than 35 to 45,000 of Indian currency. Because on the real time, when we are planning for this Metaverse Hackathon, I was personally went into and saw how these training sessions are there and how much it costs. It is showing nearly 45,000 to 50,000 to understand Metaverse, artificial intelligence, and how an augmented reality. So more than the 6,000 currency of Indian rupees, you're getting 45,000 rupees content. So that is where we feel the content has more value. So do join these sessions, learn it, and give a try of your idea and get the cash prize as well.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So thank you, everyone. We look forward for the next session. And once again, I would like to thank each and everyone, including Arun, for this amazing efforts. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye. Mohit, you can stop the live in the YouTube. Yeah. So thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. You can end the meeting after stopping the live. You can wind up the meeting. Let's meet next week. Bye-bye.